Hello everyone, welcome to No DQ Live here on NoDQ.com and the YouTube channel, youtube.com/AaronRift NoDQ. We are back in Virtue's hotel room, not my room because Virtue is a player and he got a much more expensive room.
Much nicer room.
We got back from Allstate Arena, Money in the Bank 2018. Really fun show live. I'm curious to know what you guys thought about the show. Did you enjoy it as much as us? But I really don't know what Stefan thinks of the show. By the way, NoDQ.com/Stefan and Virtue, NoDQ.com/Virtue. I'm not really sure how they felt about the show. I will say this. This dude right here was marking out way more than he was last night. I don't know what that means, but I guess we'll find out. So, Virtue, how are you feeling right now?
All right, well, I'm not going to give you my grade until the end, so everybody's got to stick around to see what we graded this show. But it was Money in the Bliss. Now, I'm going to be straight up. If somebody super chats, I'm going to make it low tonight, $25 or more, the Roman shirt will come off. If you don't, it stays on.
All right, how you feeling, man? Stefan Osborne.
I'm not going to give my letter grade to the end, but that's because I don't know yet what I'm going to grade this show. I kind of want to review the matches first, get into what happened, and then get my memory going and figure out where I want to put this show. I will say that this was a much better show than I expected it to be, and I think that was probably the case for most people out there. As I was telling
the big dog.
As I was telling Aaron on our way back, I think what WWE has become really good at is setting the bar low for everybody that's about to watch a show. That way they can just easily step over the bar, and we're all pleasantly surprised. So I was pleasantly surprised.
And it was Chicago.
And it was Chicago.
It was awesome.
So I want to say right off the bat, first of all, this cup, $8.50. You can get it at any WWE live event for just $8.50.
With Roman on it.
Now, before we begin the review, I also wanted to add thank you to everyone that came to the NoDQ.com meetup. It was a great turnout. We had fans from all over the place. We had people from Ireland showing up. It felt like almost no locals came.
Keep going, I'll be right back.
All right, he's got to take a poop.
Nope.
He's got to go take a hit. I don't know.
Nope.
Just like he walked out on the Roman and Jinder match, which we will talk about later.
Oh, he's bringing signs.
Him on blast.
Good segue.
So yeah, I want to thank everyone. I posted some videos. We met up with Brock Lesnar guy. Unfortunately, I'm bummed out. We did not have an appearance by Frank the Clown and Noel Foley. I was really trying to get them to show up, but did not work out. But the Divorce Club is here. And the Divorce Club was...
I see what he's doing now. Yeah, it was good times, man. We actually had I had a couple of the Roman supporters in my area, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Here we go.
The cup should be $9.99.
You want to just go ahead and start with the kickoff match?
Yeah, let's talk about the kickoff match. I mean, we had the tag team title match for SmackDown. We had the Bludgeon Brothers against Anderson and Gallows. I thought it was a good match for a kickoff match. The hot crowd, I think, really helped. And that's usually a good indication of how a show is going to turn out. How will the crowd react to the kickoff? If they're hot for the kickoff, that's a good sign for the rest of the show.
I agree.
If they're cold, that's a bad sign for the show. So I enjoyed it. The good crowd reaction, I think, was a very encouraging sign. And speaking of signs, like what I did there, why don't you show us what you got here?
Well, I wanted to show everybody in the live video. Everybody that went to the meetup got to see this. Obviously, they already saw it and they signed it. But for everybody that went to the meetup, this is for you guys. No DQ 20th anniversary Chicago meetup. Everybody got to sign. It was a great time. And for Virtue and everybody that doesn't have $25 in their bank account, this is the sign that Virtue made me hold up.
Did anybody
next to his Roman Reigns
Did
sign.
anybody that watched the network see
Roman
anything?
Empire for life. Oh, it's mirrored, so this is a waste of time.
Well, no, it's not a waste of time. Yeah. Oh, there we go.
And that didn't even
And
cost
that
us
was
super
free.
chat.
So you are
super
welcome.
chat.
Oh.
You know what I found? So regarding the kickoff match, Bludgeon Brothers won. That's what I predicted. Do you realize that we predicted Wyatt and Hardy to win, and they weren't even on the card? So if you watch the preview video, our preview and predictions for Money in the Bank, whoops.
Did not see the signs. So WWE did not even point to the one Roman Reigns fan in the crowd. Nelson Moreno with the $2 super chat donation. What happened to the Raw Tag Team match? Your guess is as good as mine. I think I just screwed up and I prematurely confirmed that as a match. When
maybe we just all
was not a
expected
match.
that it was going to happen.
We all thought, you know what? They spent weeks and weeks of television time, and common sense would tell you that they're going to have a match on the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So excuse me for using common sense.
I feel like if they were going to go ahead and put the tag team match for the SmackDown Women's titles on the pre-show, then might as well just put the Raw Tag Team title match on the pre-show
Yeah.
too.
Well,
it would be cool. You have both tag. This is where we're going to settle it.
All right.
Instead of doing 30 minutes of just sitting behind a desk, recapping all the clips from the last 4 months or 4 weeks.
there's always Raw.
First snap of the $5 super chat donation. Bliss is champion again. All is good in the world.
Yes.
Thank you for that first snap. So you guys are wondering, Alexa Bliss, she's the champ again.
Yep.
We'll talk about it. Money in the Bank. So the pay-per-view kicked off with, now I'm trying to remember which match it kicked off with. Virtue? Help me here. Wow, I'm blanking out on which match opened the pay-per-view. Holy
We're
crap.
gonna get it.
We're gonna need help here,
All,
guys.
all I remember.
We're getting all
I remember-
Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass.
How did I forget Daniel Bryan? Wow.
We all know how we forgot Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass. By the end of the show, that was a forgettable
Because
match.
we were so gung-ho thinking they were going to have Roman and Jinder on first to get it out of the way.
Would've been nice.
We still think that's what they were going to do.
Right. So, of course, the crowd was red hot for Daniel Bryan as expected. This was actually a fun opening match. Holy crap. Awesome JL94 with a $25 super chat donation. The show was lots of fun. Saw you guys across the arena. Sorry I missed the meetup.
Now, is this
You realize-
$25 to
You know
take
what?
You
your
realize
shirt
you were a
You
penny.
take off the shirt.
You were a
He
penny
just left-
short, bud.
Whoa! No
Donate a
way.
penny. Donate the extra penny right now, and then the
No
Roman
way.
shirt
Well,
comes
you can't
up.
donate a penny, but I'm
Well,
sure.
then do $1 and you'll go
Dude.
over. I'm just being. I'm an accountant. Okay?
Dick move.
This is what happens when
Did I
everybody
not
wants
say
to troll and
25
do
at the beginning of the
99
video?
cents instead of $1.
Again, you don't have to, and maybe someone can do the extra $1 to donate for him.
Or maybe he
Get
doesn't
this
care. Maybe that wasn't for the shirt. Maybe that was
No.
just.
Oh, hold on a minute. Wait a minute.
Oh no! There we go. Aaron's got a penny.
All right,
Dude,
there you
are
go.
you kidding?
The donation.
Are you kidding me? But it doesn't work that way. It's got to
There
be
you
through
go.
super chat.
Now take off your shirt.
There's
You
no
just
use
got-
arguing with virtue.
Oh, I'm
He's
being
not taking his
Awesome
shirt off.
JL94 just
There
left
it
$3 more
is.
dollars. So there we go.
Keep
Woo!
talking, keep
Cindy's
talking.
like all excited. She's getting excited here.
Oh, but I know something
Ow!
you all don't. In 3,
Two,
2, 1.
What?
There it is.
Wow. You
Ladies and gentlemen,
son
you
of a
just
gun.
made it worse.
Now he's got a Jinder Mahal shirt on. Look what you did, you little jerk.
$50. And again, you don't have to do it. That's fine. I keep the shirt on. We continue the review.
All right, let's continue the review. All right. Daniel Bryan, Big Cass. Typical good guy versus typical bad guy. Click.
battery.
It's not low,
It's charging. So hopefully we're still okay.
Hopefully we're still okay, guys. I'm not sure what happened there. My phone is
iPhone.
charging again, so if we disappear completely, then I'm going to be pissed off.
Yeah, just
but
give us a second. We'll be back.
we'll see what happens here.
Did you guys hear the $50 price tag for this to come off? Again, you don't have to do it. Totally no expectations.
All right, so like I was trying to say, Daniel Bryan, typical good guy, versus Big Cass, typical bad guy. The crowd reacted accordingly.
Yeah.
They did chant, "You can't wrestle" at Big Cass. I was surprised. No, we did miss a $1 super chat donation, so go ahead and talk about the match,
Just
Virtue.
go. So it was, Daniel Bryan. It was little guy versus big guy, and Daniel Bryan can beat 7-foot tall guys. And you know what? It's okay. We all picked Daniel Bryan or Big Cass
we all
to
picked
win.
Big
Yeah,
Cass.
we all-
Big
because we
Cass.
thought you can't lose. What's going to happen to Big Cass? So the problem WWE now faces is what do you do with Big Cass? Although he loses to Daniel Bryan, who is one of the best around, right? No problem there. But I see how they did it. Daniel Bryan worked on Big Cass's injured leg. I hope that was the right knee that he always had hurt.
Right.
And of course, after the match, Cass was selling it. So the little guy had to find the weakness of Goliath, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
So-
Michael Wayne says he wants a shirtless Virtue. So
Well, that's never going to happen, by the way, so no.
even for 100. And Jesse Pinkman left a $1 super chat
No,
donation.
it's not.
Yeah, bitch. All right, let's get back to the review. All right, your thoughts on the match?
It was a really good Daniel Bryan match. The crowd was behind him through the whole thing. There was some heat for Big Cass, but I think most of it was.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Another technical difficulty here.
Yes. I think
So go ahead.
the crowd was more pro Bryan than anti Cass. I think, even though, like Aaron said, they did do the "You can't wrestle" chant, which I don't think is justified. As boring as a wrestler as Big Cass is, he can wrestle. He's better than Enzo, and I might get some shit for that. I'm sorry, some heat for that. But it was a good match. It was a good opener. I think most of us wanted Roman and Jinder to open just to get it out of the way. But I was happy it was about halfway through the card. It gave me a chance to go get a cigarette.
Does anybody, so when you watch Daniel Bryan wrestle now, does anybody think that he is dulling his style down, even if it's only 20%, or do you think it's the old Daniel Bryan? I'm curious. I really think he is dumbing it down a little bit, but again, you have to. We want him to be safe. We don't
He's
want him to
really
get hurt.
safe in there when he does those
Yep.
flying kicks. You know, he's always careful how he lands, and I think he's.
No Dan Bryan going 100%, so you're thinking he's going about 80 or 90? As long as he's safe. As long
Yeah.
as he's safe.
I
I
mean,
think it's about half and half.
Yeah, I think he has toned it down, but at the same time, you know, Shawn Michaels toned down his style when he came back and had arguably the best run of his career.
So when he picks it up during a match, he goes back to old Daniel Bryan. He just doesn't do it for as much of the match.
Right.
And
More
he
of the
can
match
only
is
do so much
ground-based.
against a guy like Cass anyways. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's
Dat Bowie's 333 left a $2.43 super chat donation. No comment.
And we're back.
We're back again. All right, continue.
We are getting trolled.
Shady's back. Tell a friend. What was I saying? Oh,
Daniel Bryan.
I think Daniel Bryan. I think he's just toning down for a percentage of the match. I think that's the reason they gave him a second submission finisher. I think it gives him a little more of a technical standpoint in his match to do more of a ground-based match for most of it. But at the same time, you know, when he gets his and we're back.
And we're back, and
One
Virtue's going to take a break.
more time. Yeah, I think
It's not the
just-
Wi-Fi, guys. It's somebody trying to hijack the video.
I think they're just gonna play up for a
And
while.
by the
How
way,
good?
I'm gonna take this gimmick because I'm a badass and I'm cooler. So these are gonna be my gimmick now.
See what you did, man.
And I don't know if you get the inside reference, folks.
Guys, somebody's trying to hijack our video, but we're going to keep moving on here, and hopefully we can get through this. We got about an hour left. So if somebody feels like being a complete asshole, and that person knows who they are, so let's just go ahead and keep going with this.
Well, I've said my piece about Bryan. He looks like more of a technical wrestler now, even though we all knew that he was a good technical wrestler, and that's fine.
Mike
He doesn't
Nixon,
need to be.
I'm using my magic wand here to fix the lagging.
Nice. So what was next?
What was next? Did I even comment on the Bryan match? I thought it was a good opening match. I don't know where Big Cass goes from this point. To me, he's pretty much done as far as being a credible performer goes. You know?
I thought he was done before this match.
Yeah,
but
so
you
he
know,
tapped out not once, but twice to Daniel Bryan. I mean, where does he really go for here? I don't know.
You could try and do what they did with Strowman and all the other big ones. You know, you can just start him off. Give him squash matches, just jobbers, and see if you can build up his credibility. Although I don't know if that would really work.
Yeah.
It's the best idea I've got.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm a little off here because of what's going on. Somebody who knows my phone number is purposely trying to hijack the video. That's why it got disconnected twice, and that person knows who they are, and I'm sure some of you do, but we're just going to keep moving forward here.
So was the second match the Intercontinental Championship match?
ZRJ left a $2 super chat donation. Alex Bliss wins. That's why, I want to pronounce it correctly, but it's Alex Bliss, what this person wrote. Alex Bliss wins. Yay. I love repetition. So he's not happy about it. We'll get to that here in a few minutes here. It was Sami Zayn versus Bobby Lashley, which was the second match. And no, Dylan, somebody doesn't admire me. Somebody has no life out there, nothing better to do with their time but to try and make other people's lives miserable. So my advice to you guys, stay away from those people. Stay positive, hang around people with positive minds, positive attitudes, like my two friends here. These guys, I trust, they're awesome people, and I'm happy to be here with them. Let's go ahead and talk about Sami Zayn versus Bobby Lashley. It was pretty much what I expected it to be. I figured Sami Zayn would try to run around, try to dodge Bobby Lashley, and that's exactly what happened.
Yep, the first 3 or 4 minutes of that match, that's
basically
what happened.
Yeah, they were having a pretty good match, I thought. The crowd really did not care about Lashley, though. They were invested in Sami Zayn. They were singing along to his song. They were doing chants for him, but whenever Lashley made his comeback, the crowd just wasn't really getting into it. There was a Lashley Sisters chant, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I enjoyed that one. That was
Lashley
fun.
made his comeback. He did the vertical suplexes
3 times.
three
Yeah.
times, and by that point, the crowd finally started to get into the match.
Then it was over.
So, my question is, why does Sami Zayn need 3 finishing moves from Bobby Lashley to win? Or to get beat? Because that's his finishing move, right? The delayed vertical suplex?
I don't think it's his finishing move, is it?
Well,
I
that's
don't
what
know.
he used to finish the match, and it is a terrible finishing move. I've been saying, here's my idea for, because Bobby Lashley does the hanging in the Dominator, only he doesn't do the Dominator. I've never seen this done before, but I think he could take him from the Dominator, bring his right arm forward around the head, and drop him forward and fall backwards into a DDT. I think that would be a brilliant finisher. I've never seen it done, and he looks like the kind of powerhouse that could pull it off.
Well, that's the problem. He's a powerhouse. Sami Zayn's not. And this feud just made absolutely no sense to me. When Lashley came in on Raw, and I was there because it was in New Orleans, he beat up Elias, but now Elias is in. We'll talk about Elias and Seth here in a little bit. But like, so this Sami Zayn and Bobby Lashley feud came about, and the story writing for it was awful. I saw someone in the chat say they like the hijacker more than Virtue. Well, I like Bobby Lashley more than I like you.
Ryan Frank, I am drinking sweetened caffeine-free tea from Kroger.
So it was what it was. It was a filler match, and they used it second.
And I was fine with that.
Yeah.
Get it out of the way.
I thought it was a better match than I was expecting it to be.
Which is actually a running theme on this show. I thought that the matches were better than I was expecting. Now maybe I just have really low expectations. Some of you that watched the preview video, I was quite negative and down on most of the card, and
it
yeah,
turned
I
out to
went
be a
in
solid
with
show.
fairly low expectations.
Now let me say, I wasn't necessarily entertained by this match, but I thought it was better than I originally thought it was going
Yeah,
to be.
it wasn't horrible by any means. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like I was playing
it
on
was
my phone
tolerable
all
to
the
watch.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured it was going to be a train wreck, and we were going to regret the 5 or 10 minutes we'd have to watch that match, but it was okay.
Yeah. Braden says I say honest rather than negative. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Hired Help says I think the show was a low energy start and then climaxed at the end.
That was a really good way to put it. I think it crescendoed all the way to the end, and it was one of those shows where the crowd didn't actually poop out halfway through the show and have no energy for the last few matches. They were in it from the beginning to the end. Of course, it is Chicago, and I think even if they were tired, they were going to be into the show. But
Yeah.
It started slow and it built all the way to the end, and that was again better than I thought it was
Do
going to
you
go.
guys think that super chat, Aaron?
All right, $2 from Jesse Pinkman. Yeah, bitch, magnets. I think CM Punk chants are done and no beach balls. There were CM Punk chants on this show. There were beach balls.
This gentleman right here shut down an entire section of CM Punk chants by turning around with his Roman Reigns sign.
And I didn't get beat up, by the way. But I want to ask.
He almost did.
I want to ask you guys this: do you think that the WWE main we'll call them pay-per-views for benefit's sake, do they benefit on an NXT weekend, the bigger ones like the Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, or do you think the NXT shows can hurt the reception of the main pay-per-views? Versus when WWE does a pay-per-view like Extreme Rules coming up,
Right.
without an NXT show that weekend. What do you think NXT hurts the main pay-per-views that weekend, or does it
It
help
just sets the bar really, really high.
Not necessarily, because we were very happy with NXT, but we didn't set the bar high for tonight at all.
Oh, Dylan Folk says he did not hear any CM Punk chants.
They were
Did
they're
they?
during the Roman gender match.
Well, we're going to talk
started
about the
it
Roman
off.
gender match fans vocalization here soon. So I know the next match was the Intercontinental
Yeah,
Championship.
but before we get to
what a
that,
great
somebody
match.
asked here, was it no DQ beach balls? No. And actually today, a few people bought beach balls at the meetup, and they're cool. They were like, I actually want to keep this. I don't want to throw it out there in the crowd. I just want to buy a NoDQ.com beach ball.
Yep.
So
By the way, and this was originally my idea to get Cesaro to tear up a beach ball, and everybody at the meeting got this spiel too.
Yep.
If you get a no DQ beach ball and you meet Cesaro at a signing or at an event or at his hotel, if you can get him to tear up a blown up beach ball on video, this gentleman right here will give you $100 cash and replace your beach ball.
exactly. You
That's
won't
like a
get brand
reverse
new-
super chat.
No
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah, so
For some of you, it absolutely is.
so earn it. You guys can pick up a beach ball.
Keep coming back every time he
All right.
frigs our video.
Moving on here, let's talk about the next match, which was Elias versus Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental title. Elias was great as usual.
Yep.
He did his song, and I think there was a problem in the sense that I think Seth Rollins should have interrupted it. I feel like that gets a bigger pop if Rollins' music hit. I don't know. I still think it worked out really well. The crowd went nuts for the
Right.
burn it down
Yeah.
line, as they usually do. So your thoughts on it? Ryan, it's no caller ID. The person doing it is using no caller ID.
Yeah, which it's weird because if anybody knows a way that iPhone can block that so they can't come through, or if there's a complete phone call
Drop it in
ignore,
here.
let us know and Aaron will change those settings.
Yeah, I have it on the do not disturb, all calls blocked, and I'm still getting calls.
Yeah. So I'll start first. I enjoyed this match. It had a slow start. I wanted it to go 25 minutes. It went about 18, right? So that was a nice length match. Seth always gets those. So it did build up to the elbow drop by Elias, a little bit of suspense. So if I remember correctly, remind me, Seth Rollins won by the reverse roll up, and did he got it?
He got
the
tights.
tights.
He
So
got the
that's very,
tights.
very strange that they had the babyface use that type of heel strategy. But what that says is Elias will come out and sing about it and complain tomorrow. Anyway, this is going to continue. So I was pleased. I wasn't fully satisfied, but I thought Elias definitely held his own against Seth. So I'm not angry about it in any way whatsoever. What do you think, Stefan?
Well, I don't know about not being satisfied with it. I know I called for Elias. I predicted him to win the Intercontinental Champion. I'm a little disappointed that he didn't win the title, but it was still an incredible match. And
Do dirty gestures on this?
No.
do I get a point for
Rob Klein won't work.
Do I get a point for predicting to the word that this was going to be a We Are Scumbags crowd? Do I get a point for that?
Yes, you do get a point. for that.
Because literally he.
Hey everybody, we're back. Actually, hold on a sec. Go over here for a second.
Okay.
We might need to readjust the shot.
Guys, gals, battery problems as well. Somebody is cursing our.
Okay, so we have how many people left watching us right now?
3 or 4 probably.
All right, 3 people watching
3
left.
people.
Welcome
Woo.
everyone to No DQ Live. We are back to continue our review that will take us all night long.
At this rate, yes.
All right, so we had
Elias versus
Elias.
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins.
I enjoyed the match. Great crowd heat. It was fun to watch live. Was it the best match of all time? Probably not, but I still thought it was a very entertaining match nonetheless.
Was
and
it the best match of the night?
no.
That was
And
our prediction.
I was hoping it would be the best match of the night. Now, I
That's
did.
okay though. You know what I mean? That's not a bad
Yeah.
thing.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that Seth Rollins won the match, but Elias still looked strong in defeat.
Because of the
Would you
grabbing
agree
the
with
tights
this?
or the
Yeah.
pants or whatever you call Elias.
Absolutely.
What are you looking at? Actually,
I'm
let me
checking
get.
to see how many viewers.
Oh,
got
we
back.
have a super chat donation. Let's get
Oh.
back to this here, if I can find it. Chat
Now
reconnected.
everybody, you know,
We
Aaron's
just
in
missed the super
Chicago.
chat.
He's not at home in his normal setup.
let me
It
get
is a $1.99 super chat from Nelson. And
Let me get over here real quick. Sorry guys, this video has gone off the rails.
I'll lower the price to $25 to take the gender shirt off, but you know, We need
Nelson Marino.
super chats so
With a
Aaron can
$1.99
buy a
super
new
chat.
iPhone. He's got a 2-year-old iPhone, and we all know Apple makes older iPhones work.
It's not the
less.
iPhone.
He asks, did the
I'm a
match help?
Google Android guy. It's the iPhone.
He asks, did the match help Elias's character?
Elias was protected. He absolutely was protected. He had that Chicago crowd in the palm of his hand,
Yep.
like he always does before the match started. That's where he thrives. But he's not a horrible wrestler. Maybe he needs to have some extra little cool moves in there. I do like the elbow drop. I do like that little finisher thing that he used to do, or he might still do it, where he kind of slams him over. But Rollins, the baby face, the popular one with the crowd, the curb stomp man, won with the roll up and the trunk or the
the
pants.
tights.
Right. Did he win it with? Okay, we need
He
help
had a
here from
handful.
the.
He did.
He had a
I-
handful of tights getting
was-
out of his roll up, and he had a handful of tights going. So next time they interrupt, you want to just take the call?
Sure, we'll
See
take.
what happens.
Sure, we'll take
It'll
the call.
just
We'll
be
next.
let you
that
guys know what happens.
It'll just be dead air.
Yeah, nobody will talk to
Or a
us.
flushing toilet. I've done that one before. It's fun.
But yeah, it's not a bad thing that it wasn't the best match on the card, even though we wanted it to be. I think Elias will be just.
Yeah, I can't see any of the
Fine.
super chats right now,
I
guys.
can. I'll give it to you.
So we're ready to move on to the next match.
Well, I think you're right. I think that Elias's moveset needs to get a little deeper, and I think that's going to help with his matches and the entertainment value of his matches going forward. But for what it was, between him and Seth Rollins,
All right, it
It
was
was
Robert
one of the best
Hansen.
matches.
Robert Hansen with a $2 super chat donation. Rollins can make anyone look like $1 million.
this is true.
Colin Mack says, "Will it be choppy on replay?" I hope not, but YouTube is weird like that.
It might have this.
I can see the comments again. So, guys, we're getting back into this now. All right. So, let's talk about the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, which was better than I was expecting. Again, I was worried because of last year with James Ellsworth. I was fearful that this was going to be disappointing. But I have to say, it was very well worked. I thought everyone looked good in this match, and I was pleasantly surprised that the match was highly entertaining from start to finish. Everybody looked good. There was one complaint I have, but it's a general complaint.
I agree.
It's pretty typical. You want to go ahead and share it?
So this happens a lot during triple threat matches, multiple person matches, and especially with 8 people in a match. There's so many times only 2 people end up in the ring doing spots and everybody else is laying down. And someone else will get like power move or something, go into a ladder, they'll roll out of the ring, and then right on cue the next person comes in, and it's like a revolving door. I understand it's
Well, one way or the other, we're going to come
I
right
totally
back.
understand you don't want to have everybody in the.
No.
So,
But too many times it's one-on-one, and then everybody waits for their spot to come in. And just more often in matches with multiple, I would like to see 3 or 4 people go at them. That's really what we were talking about.
yeah, it seemed bad.
I got this. All right, guys. The person doing this, they want to shut it down. We're shutting it down. I'm going to have to do a taped video with these guys. We'll upload it soon so you guys get a review. And we're going to sign off here. So, person doing this, congratulations. You
Ruined
fucked
the
up
live
everything.
video.
So, good job, my friend. All right, guys. We'll talk to you later. I will have a video up with these guys. We'll finish the review. We'll start with the women's match. And we'll talk to you later. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And guess I'll have to change my phone number because certain people know my number and feel like being an asshole.
Awesome. You are just the worst of people.
So let's keep talking about it next time. We're just going to stop the video. The next time he does it, we're done. So
Okay.
if we sign off, we sign off. We'll just keep going and see what happens. So
Well, you guys are right. There's too many people on the outside, and they don't look hurt. They look like they're laying down, taking a nap, waiting on their cue to get in the ring, and it brings the believability down. The only saving grace here is that it's only like this for the live crowd. They do a very good job with their camera work of making sure you don't see all of these people just hanging out, ready to make.
Yeah,
their
it
spot
is
in
different
this.
on watching it on TV for sure than being there where you're seeing basically Charlotte laying on the outside, propping her head up with her hand, and she's watching, waiting to come in.
But this was a great match, and my favorite spot was Becky Lynch running up the ladder while they were holding it up, and then them. It was a little bit of a weak bump where she went into the corner, but after she fell down and they dropped the ladder on her head, that was a nice bump. It made a good sound. So, yeah, I really enjoyed this match a lot more than I thought I was, especially after the two women's Money in the Bank ladder matches last year. They were, for me at least.
Right. Tony Braden left a $2 super chat donation. Had the pleasure of meeting you guys. Enjoy Chi-Town. That was awesome meeting you, Tony, and thank you to everyone out there for coming to the meetup, of course. We appreciate it very much, and I think there was another one on here, which I really do appreciate the super chats, you guys. Nelson says, log on to your YouTube account on a different phone. We could do that, but it's just going to take too much time at this point. If we get cut off again, we're going to finish the review as a pre-recorded video, and I'll upload it as soon as we're done with it. So that's how it's going to go. If we get cut off again, just you'll have to stay tuned, watch it in the morning. We will have the rest of the review. The review will be done one way or another. Well, it's not going to stop, guys.
But you guys are worried about it.
Let's get on a positive note. Alexa, she lost to Nia Jax at WrestleMania, and a lot of people thought maybe it was the downslope, down the water slide for Alexa, where it looked like she was jobbing, getting beat up, but for whatever reason, you had your four horsemen in NXT, and with the exception of Charlotte, who's still Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss has been the biggest pushed one from NXT's that era.
Well deserved, though.
It's
well
the
deserved.
character. She's got there's something about her that appeals to the office, and she's good, and people appreciate her work.
I wonder what that is. I know it appeals to virtue. But
No, but I don't think, they're PG, so they're not
that's
looking
true.
at her to sell sex, but she's a pretty good little runt heel,
Like I said before, she's like that dog your neighbor has, that little lap dog, and she's really cute from afar, but get up too close to her and she will bite your leg off, or your ankle, or your toe,
Right.
something down low.
Now, Alexa was my second pick, and I picked Alexa as my second pick because I thought, well, maybe she'll replace Natalya later on, and we'll get to that, maybe. Who knows if we'll get to it. We will get to it one way or another. But yeah, I thought there was a decent chance of Alexa winning. Once Natalya won clean on Raw, I thought, okay, they're not going to win Natalya. Although she was in a backstage segment, and you even thought, they showed her there, with Ronda Rousey, maybe she was going to win Money in the Bank. But no, it was not Natalya winning. What's funny is when Natalya was climbing up, people were booing.
Yeah.
And she's a face right now, right,
Well,
guys?
she's being written as a face, but she's coming fresh off of being.
Yeah, Braden says, were there
heel,
boos
so.
for Natty? Yeah, there were.
Yeah,
They were
big
booing.
time.
Anytime she climbed up, the people were booing.
Did anyone have a favorite spot in this match?
I said mine.
The women don't use the ladders as physically as the guys do, but let us know if there was like a bigger
Yeah.
spot in this match that you really enjoyed.
Let us know in the chat if there was any particular
It looks
moment that
better
you
on
liked.
TV sometimes because
We actually recovered. We're back to 227 live.
well,
viewers.
that's because people want to hear what we have to say, and they're gonna stick with us even when we're getting trolled. So
Yeah, we got trolled good.
Nelson left the $2 super chat donation. Becky Lynch deserves better.
Well, she was booked really strongly in this match, though. I mean, 7 people had to lose, so they didn't bury seven women. They just, Alexa Bliss won, and
how did everybody like Lana? Do you think that she, did she just look green like sometimes she does, or do you think she held her own?
That
in this match?
sweet kick she delivered later in the match,
People like her.
It made the crowd pop. Hopefully, that's a sign that she's learning her craft.
Yeah, I thought she came off pretty well in this match. She was in the right places, and I thought she held her own. I thought she looked good in there.
I
And of
agree.
course,
I agree.
even if she is still green, the crowd was reacting to her because of Rusev Day,
Yeah,
and
they
that
loved her.
like
Lana
Hulk
is the
Hogan,
best.
like Hulk Hogan.
Lana number one.
Oh, I don't know how to.
That
do
was-
Lana is the best.
I tried to start the chant. Nobody wanted to go with me, but
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like with Hogan, Hogan was
Yeah.
not the best worker, but he was so popular with the fans, you kind of can overlook it. I think that's somewhat the way with Lana.
I think this was a better women's Money in the Bank match than last year.
I
Yes,
agree.
yes.
Definitely. Like I
Absolutely.
said, low expectations from last year, but this year, I felt like it really did exceed expectations and was actually a really good match.
And we didn't have that weird Ellsworth stuff for this match. For this match, we had Alexa win it. So obviously, I love the way they booked it.
Right.
You gotta let me take over when we get to that match,
Okay.
Okay.
just to start it off. We're not at that match.
Yeah, everyone's saying way better than last year.
What was the next match?
The next match, okay. Man, there were so many matches on this show, it's hard
Yeah,
for me
no
to
kidding.
go in
It's-
correct order. Like, I want to jump to Rousey's match, but I'm trying to remember what match we're missing. AJ Nakamura was not next.
Was it the women's title match?
Roman Jinder.
Roman
All
Jinder.
right.
Oh.
Let's talk about Roman Reigns and Jinder Mahal. This was maybe the most fun I've had at a wrestling show, maybe since the night after WrestleMania 31. When I was there at WrestleMania 31, the night after in San Jose, the crowd was doing all these really dirty chants like "You suck Cena" to Nikki Bella and "You suck Bryan" to Daniel Bryan. And that was just a fun show with the crowd. This was a match where the crowd did not give a damn. And I'm not really going to be able to review this match very well because I wasn't paying attention to the match.
I'm in the crowd, and you saw me giving a damn. And everybody in the No DQ Galaxy saw me giving a damn.
Well, I'm not going to be able to review this match at all because I did not watch this match at all.
So there you go. It's here's what I don't understand. All right, I'm gonna take this one. So you saw what I did. You saw me playing the mark of what WWE wants fans how to react to Roman Reigns and put, hey, this is your guy, cheer him. And the fact that people don't. Do you realize this guy still goes out there, puts his body on the line? So you are blaming him. And people say he can't cut a promo, suffer and succotash. He was told to say that, okay? We've seen glimpses of great Roman Reigns. Do you remember when he beat the crap out of Triple H around the Survivor Series? Continuing?
If he does it one more time, we'll sign off.
Give him one. So back to Roman, and then at the beginning of the Brock Lesnar WrestleMania feud this year, he got to cut a semi-work-shoot promo. The fact is they always revert back to bland Roman, Vince McMahon's vision of Roman, and that's what people hate. But the fact is, you hate on Roman because you think he sucks. He doesn't. Go back and watch the history of all his matches. You can say people are carrying him in these matches.
First
He's
snap
had
with $1.
really good matches against Daniel Bryan. I've seen him have a great Hell in a Cell match against Bray Wyatt. Come on, man. I just don't understand it. The gender stuff I get, right? Because that guy was jobber to push the WWE champion. Roman, although he won their 2015 Royal Rumble and people thought it wasn't the right time, he still came up with the Shield, did the time with the Shield. They split the Shield up, then they made Roman the star.
This seems to be happening when you're talking, so maybe this person just doesn't like you. Maybe it's not me.
Did I take your spot?
the one person that prefers me over virtue.
That's my thoughts, though.
I wanted
was
to say
having fun.
I wanted to say Sunil Singh was maybe a highlight of this match. The one spot I did catch was when Roman speared him or whatever.
Superman punch. And
Superman
then
punch, excuse me.
the wheelchair.
And he flipped over in the wheelchair. That he took a great bump there. I thought that was maybe the highlight of the match.
I had two highlights of this match.
Going to the bathroom.
First was the first drag of my cigarette when I got outside. Second was I actually got to meet another member of the No DQ Galaxy.
Yes, and he
was
told
not
me
able to come to the meetup.
Yeah, but he told me I ran into him in the bathroom
Right.
also, and he told me like a couple of these guys that used to be on the channel were terrible, and I completely agree with him 100%.
After this video, I completely agree as well.
Infinity percent. How about that?
Infinity percent.
People get bent out of shape because I say Roman's a good worker, but we don't want him pushed because we like Seth Rollins. You know, it is what it is. That's the way I have fun being a wrestling fan. And if you don't like it and I'm cringeworthy for liking Roman, having a ginger shirt on, that's what I do. Because
Yeah.
you know what? For every one person that doesn't like what I think about wrestling, 5 or 6 like it.
Right. More Fave says you need to stop those bathroom meetups. I know, right? I tend to run into people in the bathroom and they're like, "Hey, I'm a big No DQ fan," as he's zipping up his pants.
That is funny.
That's a little weird, don't
That
you
is
think?
pretty funny.
But no, it was cool to meet him in the bathroom, and you met him somewhere. So,
Yeah.
what do you have to say about this guy right here for missing pretty much the entire match?
To go smoke
we
a
go.
cigarette.
It was
I mean,
entertainment. You missed out, bro.
You know,
I missed out on being entertained by the crowd.
balls were going, 20 wrestlers' name got chanted, and Jinder and Roman were in the ring. You know, that's where we're at. that is where we're at with these guys. The fans will not accept them.
Well, I feel like I honestly legitimately missed the crowd during this match, but I did not miss the match. I wasn't looking forward to the match. I wasn't expecting to watch the match. Honestly, I really was expecting them to try and troll the Chicago crowd and put the match on last, and I really would be forced to get up and walk out because I said I would, and I do what I say I would do.
Hey, do we have any moderators in the room? Timeout Blitz member for me for at least a minute, please.
Ooh, wow.
Thank you.
He's my biggest fan.
He can come back. I said just for 30 seconds or a
It's
minute.
okay.
But we might not have any moderators anyway.
Yeah, so what were they chanting? CM Punk. They were chanting for RVD, which was cool. Chris
That is
Jericho.
kayfabe. Let him back in, though, after.
They were doing the wave. I caught a little video of that, which I posted on the channel.
Yeah. But I mean, you know what? I had fun. Ask these
That was
guys.
fun.
After that match, I was spent. I mean, I liked
Right.
the rest of the show, but I was spent. I put energy out there for them.
I tell you, he had a lot more fun, or allowed himself to have a lot more fun during this show than he did during the NXT
Yeah,
show
he
last
was
night.
like, both of us, I was like getting into it a little bit too.
The
Like,
video's out there, and no, I was not drunk.
No,
Yeah.
he was not drunk. Those beers were $9.50.
Do you like the spot for this match? Because we talked about we didn't want it to go on last, which there was no way it could have. And you talked about it going first to get out of the way. Do you like the spot for this match?
I do, actually.
Mid-card. Roman Reigns was mid-card, and your people still aren't happy. No title on the line, no
Well,
stakes, and your people still aren't happy.
Technically, the WWE Championship was mid-card, too.
But
Brian-
this was mid-card.
Brian Richard, Virtue needs to be fired from no DQ if he cannot take criticism.
Nobody likes to take criticism. Let's put that out there. Nobody's going to like
Aaron,
to take
fire me right
criticism.
now.
But I tell you, for anybody
You're
that doesn't like to take criticism,
not
he
right.
actually does take criticism fairly well. He's just really good at arguing back.
All the Virtue supporters, let's see it. Start putting all those comments in there.
All 10 of you, come on now.
10.
Perfect 10. That annoyed me. See, I did that for a reason.
That's what we
wasn't
do.
a diss on
we
you.
know what we're going to talk about.
10. During that last man standing match, we're jumping ahead here a little bit, but that annoyed me a little bit when the fans kept doing 10, 10, 10 for
Oh,
every
for accounting
single.
for the...
Yeah, sorry about that.
I think you were hearing
The
him do
whole
it.
time.
Oh,
All right,
right.
we're
Thanks
talking about
a
the last
lot,
man standing
buddy.
match, by the way. But before we get to the last man standing match, any other thoughts on Jinder and Roman? If not, wasn't it the women?
That was a cool thing Roman did to whatever his name is,
to sing.
one of those guys, you know.
So it was the Raw Women's Championship match next, correct?
No, SmackDown.
SmackDown Women's.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd actually forgotten about this match because the show was already going long.
That's what I meant.
And there were so many matches, which wasn't really a bad thing. I wasn't really bored during this show. I was
It went by
invested.
a lot quicker than most.
It's just there were
pay-per-views do.
so many matches. I was like, oh wait, that match. I still have that one to go.
That's true.
So I get back from my smoke break, and it was. I come in the building and I hear Roman's music, so I knew who won, and I knew I just had a few minutes to get back to my seat. As I'm making it back to the seat, I look down, and the oddest thing, because right before the women's ladder match, we had all this ring crew come out. Everybody's got a ladder under their arm.
That's right.
In between these two matches, we had, I'm saying 10 or 15, dozen or a dozen and a half people come down from the ring entrance, or the entranceway, dressed in all black.
He
Black
put his phone in that night mode, so he saw them coming out.
No, I didn't even need the night mode.
I know.
I really should have gotten a video of this. But I'm sitting here wondering, what in the hell are these people doing? Because they come down to the ring and they come around our end. And they're just kind of mingling around the ring. Some on our side, some on the side with the announcers' tables. And then they just file out, all of them through the timekeepers area. They don't even go back up the ramp. They go the other direction.
Right, yep.
And I look over at these guys, and I posted on Facebook. I said, Ellsworth is coming.
He's under the ring.
Here, and he's going to come out from underneath the ring. They're like, why? What are you talking about? And I'm like, those guys that came down, they came down in a large number for a reason, so that you would not recognize that one of them wasn't leaving. And I guess that's probably why they didn't go back up the rampway, so that nobody could count and see how many people left. And sure enough, I guess you wanna review the match first.
Sure, but I did want to say Dylan Falk said, making noise at a certain superstar means you're over, period. There you go.
which is why I left her in the match.
Because you are who you
So
are.
Dylan Falk basically said, if the crowd's chanting boring, CM Punk, doing the wave where they're going whoa whoa, if there's echoing noise in there while two guys are in the ring, it's a good thing for television. I agree, because if this match went on last, people would walk out, and to me, if people really want to get this point over to WWE, when Roman, we talked about this a long time ago.
Yeah.
Everybody that spends up to the concourse, go take a smoke break, and you would have the 200 fans left in the arena, and it would look empty on TV. And but that never happens.
Yeah.
I think there are certain chants that do denote indifference. I think CM Punk is a little played out. There's no indifference in that. That's the crowd getting hyped. But I think there are chants. I think doing the wave is a way to show indifference. But I think the best way is the peaceful protest. If you want to show that you're not happy with what they're doing with Jinder or what they're doing with Reigns and the character, and you don't find it entertaining, and you want them to change, you stand up and you walk out. You don't boo, you don't show them disrespect necessarily, which although I feel like maybe there was a little bit of disrespect in what I did to Jinder Mahal because he's working too. And I wasn't protesting Jinder, although maybe I should have been.
It's we get yelled at. People like me that support that stuff WWE forces, just because I'm under the belief that if you support what they force, you enjoy the rest of the show. You might not be the fan of Jinder or Roman, but if you just don't crap on it, I almost said the other word. If you don't crap on it, you end up enjoying the rest of the show. Remember in the Attitude Era, you might not have been a fan of Triple H when he was a champion. I'm just saying, but you liked so many other things of the show, you put up with it. But it's like nowadays, if you hate something, those guys should be unemployed.
All right, now Nelson has a question with a $2 super chat donation. Would Reigns get a better reception elsewhere? And I think he meant to say New Japan Pro Wrestling. Imagine Roman Reigns in New Japan.
I can't.
But you can't. The Japanese crowd over there, they're different. They love Western stars. So that's not a fair question. You would almost have to say, what would Roman's reception be at All In with 10,000 people? You need to have. It has to be over here.
I don't think
over in Japan, they would probably like him. They love Westerners. Look at Tensai. Tensai was over there.
I don't think it's a fair question because I don't think you're going to see Roman Reigns
Lord
in New
Tensai.
Japan because he's not a good enough in-ring worker to be in New Japan.
Who?
Roman Reigns.
Oh my God, he's a really good in-ring worker.
I don't feel that way.
Wow.
I don't
Why?
feel like.
Why?
I don't
You
feel
say
like
you're
New
not a
Japan-
trained wrestler, and you say he's not a good in-ring worker.
I think he's
Because he doesn't flip and fly. Put him on blast in the comments. He just said Roman's not a good worker. That's because all we are allowed to see
is what
Vince McMahon makes him do as a superhero. Go back and watch YouTube clips of some of his big matches and watch the bumps he takes. But the fact is, his offense is only those 5 moves,
So-
getting beat up the whole match and then coming back like Hogan and Cena used to. That's why you're saying that. You don't know. We don't know.
Well, I've been put on blast for my opinion before, but I maintain my
Are
opinion.
we doing one of those debate videos
I don't
now?
think
We are.
I don't think New Japan Pro Wrestling would hire him, and I don't think the crowd that watches New Japan Pro Wrestling would appreciate watching him wrestle.
Fire Disco Panda says, "Is this a debate video?" No, this is us. This is us going off topic on a video that has already been attempted to be hijacked.
This is a small
Repeatedly.
smidgen of
The last
can
thing we should
reiter-
be doing is going off topic when we have a guy trying to ruin our
We
video
can bring
tonight.
that back up with the Roman and New Japan on a debate that we're going to be doing. So
That's
let's continue
a good
talking
spot,
about those SmackDown Women's Championship matches.
Yeah, this is
What do
actually
we
a
think?
preview. This is actually a preview for our upcoming Great No DQ
Great
debate,
That's
which
right.
will not be
and
live.
that was good that he did that, because now I'm gonna be sleeping and thinking of Roman in New Japan if it were to ever happen, which it won't.
Roman Reigns in New Japan. There we go.
But all right, so speaking of,
All right, so let's move on here and let's talk about the women's title match, which we were supposed to talk about like 5 minutes ago, but we'll go ahead and talk about it.
Talk
right now.
about it.
All right, Asuka versus Carmela. She is fabulous. Asuka is the princess of whatever. Or
Staten Island.
No, that's Carmela. What's Asuka? She's the
Empress
Empress.
of Tomorrow.
Everyone else, you get a nickname. You get a nickname. Everybody gets a nickname.
What's my nickname? Wait, you gave me one, didn't you?
I thought we did. Ozzy.
Steven.
Something with Ozzy
The Wizard of
Osbourne. The
Osbourne
Wizard
or
of Osbourne.
Something like
That's
that.
nice.
Yes,
That's a good
so
one.
You're the Wizard of Osborne. That's your new nickname now.
I'll take it.
And you're just Virtue.
That's all right.
All right. So, I thought that this was kind of a boring match. Maybe one of the weaker matches of the night. Maybe the weakest match of the night.
Yeah.
Not that it was bad, but it just was not really.
It seems to be typical Carmela match.
Carmela's more
lately.
gimmick than wrestling. You know
Well,
what I mean? It's
so ground based. Like she puts her in holds and holds her down on the mat, and that's when Carmela's in control.
Yeah.
And it seems like that's been typical for the last several weeks to I guess protect her from looking bad by giving her a good ground game. I didn't think it was necessarily boring. I enjoyed watching it.
So we get to the spot that this person, this being, comes out from under the ring, and it's like an Asuka's ring entrance
Just
gear.
figured it out.
And I'll tell you what, we could have, was it Alexa Bliss? Everybody knew it was Ellsworth. Stefan, since you saw this figure come out in the dark, what did you think about this? Was this the right thing to do, bringing Ellsworth back? Now, correct, did Ellsworth get released because the rumor was he was kind of giving his opinions of creative direction and it rubbed somebody the wrong way? Did I read that back then?
I don't know, but Bailey is cool. Left a $2 super chat donation. Ellsworth scared me dressed like Asuka.
It was a little scary looking.
It was. I mean, that would be a good Halloween costume.
Yeah, it was. I think that they brought Ellsworth back because it was a good storyline for this match. I thought it was the best way for them to end this match without making Asuka look bad and without making Carmella look like she could actually beat Asuka legit.
True. And and we're going to talk about this more during the Last Man Standing match. We know who the two Royal Rumble winners, not the greatest Royal Rumble winner, but of the regular Royal Rumble in January, we know who the two winners were this year. But Vince McMahon's vision is different.
Well, they were winners and they were losers because neither one of them got their title.
Yep. And it's, I think, tonight's results of those two people, wrestlers, to me solidified Vince's vision, and he's not going to put certain people in those title pictures.
His stance on Japanese wrestlers, maybe.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah. So we already had the female Money in the Bank winner immediately cash it in, which we will get to in a few minutes here. So who's next for the champion, Carmella? Is it going to be Asuka again? Is it going to be Charlotte? I mean,
It's going to be Asuka again because Ellsworth meddled. So there's going to be. I wouldn't be surprised for Ellsworth to have been brought back for Asuka to beat up.
right. All right. So let's move on here and let's talk about the WWE Championship match: AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
I just wanted to say real quick, I think Becky Lynch should be next in line for challenging for the
She
title.
should-
I'm
for
just
a
gonna
while.
keep picking her until she finally
Well,
wins.
She
been
did
booking
have
her
the
look to
SmackDown
look
Championship
really
though for a
strong.
little bit.
Thank goodness for a second pick with these Money in the Bank ladder matches.
Well, she beat-
I did pick Alexa as my second pick.
She did beat Charlotte a few weeks
Alexa
ago,
was
so
my
they
first
are
pick, but
they're
I didn't do that.
trying to book her
She
and
did.
looking stronger than they have the last year and a half at least.
Sin CK, Becky needs something.
So-
Becky has, as far as I'm concerned, she's got the whole package. She can cut pros. She's a very attractive woman. She's a very talented wrestler. She has charisma.
She's got an accent.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the start of a good gimmick.
Yeah. First Snap left a $2 super chat donation. What a match. This is what I wanted at Mania. Is he talking about...
Are you talking about Asuka and Carmella? Okay,
I
there we
think
go.
so. I think he's talking
Okay,
about
good.
AJ versus Nakamura.
That's what he's talking about.
So
I know
yeah,
it.
this was the best match of the series. This is what we should have seen at WrestleMania. Wasn't a big fan of the Last Man Standing stipulation going in just because of how they built up to it.
Yes.
But the match itself was really well done. I thought it was great. I do have one little issue. I do nitpick. I'm still not a fan of AJ not wearing a cup after all this time.
And even
I don't
Shin,
think that's a little nitpick.
and even Shinsuke for that matter.
But he's a heel, so if he did that, then he would just be outsmarting the babyface.
I think that's just a huge gaping blemish in this whole storyline is the fact that after the first match, AJ didn't start.
he
wearing
never
a
wore a
cup.
cup.
I believe this was the best match of the series.
Oh,
It
I
was.
Agreed.
But it proved another point. Vince McMahon does not want a major championship on a Japanese superstar.
Well, I figured that. I figured AJ was going to retain this.
Asuka has the best chance because it's the SmackDown. At some point, I believe she does have the best chance. And yes, she was the NXT champion, and so wasn't Shinsuke. So,
but that was Triple H's call.
Yes.
I just felt like they worked really well. They had a good amount of time. You were asking me about the time. They got what, a solid 25 minutes in this match?
At least.
It was a long match.
Bailey is cool, left a $2 super chat donation. I'm tired of gimmick matches like street fights.
I hope he doesn't mean the one last night.
Last
night was great.
It's WWE's way. They've always done that. Here's one thing. I remember when Nakamura had AJ set up for the, what's his finisher, the V-trigger. What is he called?
the Kinshasa?
Kinshasa, yeah. On the table. Remember he ran across the table? Man, boy, did it look like when Shin kneed him and then landed on that corner of the table. See, so it's like that. Those type of moves don't make sense. I've seen a lot of times, like when Daniel Bryan does the drop kick off the top rope and then he hits hard on his back. It's like you're power bombing yourself. But again, they're high spots. It is what it is.
Yeah, and of course I love the finish. At least you got to end the story, and Nakamura got what was coming to him. The crowd chanted, "You deserved it," when AJ gave him the low blow. I thought that was terrific. Yeah, the problem if Nakamura had a cup, then he's outsmarting the babyface, so that doesn't work. So I like the fact that AJ did that, even though, yeah, the whole thing is just kind of silly. But at least we got the happy ending here. AJ did the phenomenal forearm through the table, and then actually, didn't Nakamura get up earlier from the Styles Clash on the steel steps?
But who says
like
bad guy?
Steps onto
But
the floor.
Aaron, you say you can't outsmart a babyface. Why?
Because
Why?
Because
Why
in storytelling, the good guys outsmart the bad guys. This goes with
and
movies.
cookie cutter storytelling.
Yeah, that is true.
But they didn't even do
God,
any of that anyway.
I hope so, Jesse. Read that one.
Jesse Pinkman, Bryan versus AJ next.
Perhaps.
I hope.
That's where we might be going.
Or Miz, Bryan versus Miz.
Yeah, where does Miz fall?
Yeah, where does AJ go from here? Because I'm assuming this is the end of the storyline. But there's another thing. Did we mention when AJ got hit with the Kinshasa on the table, when AJ got up like right at 9 and he had to roll over and have his feet on?
That was what? Is that what?
I thought that was
Yeah,
I thought that was clever because it showed that AJ had to use the leverage of the table to.
And he
get
did
back
the
to his
same
feet.
thing in the ring on a long 9-10 count, or just before 10
Yeah,
count.
so
he got up and kind of
So
held over on the
protected
ropes.
Nakamura's moves. I
think
liked
they did
it.
the same thing. It might have been the Big Show. It was somebody in a last man standing match, maybe a couple years ago, where they were on the apron in the ring and they made it to their feet just by kind of rolling a little bit and putting their feet down. So yeah, this was genius.
Two TNA legends going at it.
I felt like I was forecasting most of this show. Even before the show started, we were taking in the landscape of the arena, and there's 3 announce tables set up, and some guys behind us are like, well, I wonder who's going to be there. I bet you it's going to be the Polynesian announcers, and just these faraway countries that they don't even have announcers for. So I'm laughing my head off. And I'm like, well, of course, it's going to be American, probably Spanish, and probably German. And then I got to thinking, every time they have a German announce table where they actually have 3, I said, well, it's too bad Dean Ambrose isn't here. Otherwise, I could tell you there's going to be a running spot. Well, there was a running spot.
Right.
I called the finish. I said, after he kicked him in the junk, I said he's going to get in the ring and he's going to do the phenomenal forearm off the top rope through the table, and that's exactly what happened. And as soon as he did it, I looked over at them and I said, that's the end of the match. I think Virtue called the match an end after the phenomenal, not the forearm, but after the Styles Clash off of the steps.
Yeah.
You thought it was over then. I was like, no, not on a Styles Clash. No way.
Someone asked, where do we think Nakamura is going to go now?
Who knows?
Good question. We'll have to see how things play out on SmackDown Live. Maybe Rude versus Nakamura.
I mean, I hate to
Rude's
say
on Raw.
I hate to say this,
Oh,
but
wow.
put him. Who's the U.S. champ? Jeff.
Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy. Oh, there you go. Jeff Hardy
And
versus
then
Nakamura.
let him be that champion at least. Give him
Fire Disco
something.
Panda said U.S. title. Yeah.
Yep.
First Snap did too. So everyone keeps wanting to know what you're drinking.
I said this earlier.
Ghetto tea.
Yeah, but maybe the hijacker.
You know what ghetto tea is?
It is actually bottled in this. I didn't pour something in
It's
here,
bile.
and I will show you It is tea. It
Ghetto
is
tea.
caffeine-free sweet tea from Kroger.
We call
I
it
do
in
not do-
Ohio. We call it ghetto tea.
I don't do caffeine, and this is how I get my tea, so I don't have to make it at home.
Bile.
I'm sorry to disappoint you. It's not alcohol.
W
or
Glass
anything.
90 says, I totally forgot Hardy was on SmackDown. Drink it in, Stefan.
Drink it in, man.
And I have Mountain Dew in this WWE cup that cost me $8.
And I have no water left.
No water left.
Water boy.
I got you, man.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
He's a good water boy. All right.
I'm a good at lots of things.
Sweet tea backwards looks funny. Oh, Caitlin left a $2 super chat donation. Hi, Caitlin. $2. Hi, Aaron. Thanks,
Yes.
Caitlin. We appreciate it.
But yeah, last man standing, you know, it was a phenomenal match.
William Losh just sent in a $2 super chat donation. Baffled by Strowman winning lane. Why
I
does
think
he always
everybody
jump
was
ahead?
baffled.
Why does he always jump ahead? People always do that.
Well, if you didn't read it, we wouldn't have jumped ahead.
Yeah, but I have to acknowledge.
Oh,
the
it's a super
chats.
chat.
Well,
It's
you
a super
don't
chat.
have to,
Hey,
but
and it's great.
it's
Everybody,
good of you to
everybody
do
spent
that.
out on a late Sunday, early Monday because we didn't get.
Hey, so
We didn't
Fire,
get this
Fire
gender
Disco
shirt off
Panda's
me.
like no lotion to drink, and yeah, I got that comment earlier today. Like,
Let-
where's
let-
the lotion?
Let
for
me
the
throw
20th
this out there
anniversary?
for everybody that's like me. Like, yeah, I'm here doing this video, but I'm a fan. I'm a guest. I'm not no DQ. I don't work for the site.
He's secretly
Wow,
conspiring
you're a
to take my
contributor,
spot.
bro.
When you remember that Aaron Rift is nice enough to acknowledge your super chat during whatever he's saying, considering the fact that he doesn't have to, keep in
I have
mind that he's being nice and acknowledging them. The least you could do is do what he asked and stay on topic.
Thank you.
So
for
that's
that.
just my little rant about
He's
it.
being the dick
It's all
on me.
good. It's all good.
It's all part of the master plan to take over no DQ.
So what's
one.
that? So what happens when we get interrupted like that? Put in the chat. Do we just freeze for a second?
Yeah, we freeze. So
and then
yeah.
we come back on. Okay.
Can
So
you
we're
guys
just
still
gonna
hear
keep
me?
going.
You didn't hear that, did you? I
We
was
are being
making a self-
massively-
I have
Sure.
no idea how this is gonna look. How YouTube's
Yeah.
gonna edit it. They might cut parts of it.
For
But
those
we
of
are
you that
being
don't-
massively trolled. and
Because
Aaron,
the last video we did with NXT, it was about 51 minutes when we recorded it, and then the on-demand version was like 47 minutes. It cut out like 4 minutes of it, so
Oh, wow.
we might lose like 5 to 10 minutes of
yeah.
this. when
But
it's all
Aaron's gonna be on this fix for the future.
done.
That's
It's called
for
new phone number.
Shizzle.
New phone number.
I just envision a certain someone like the cable company guys from that episode of South Park that are just getting real excited about the fact that they're making life difficult for
Well, they're
somebody else.
rubbing their nipples.
Yes, just taking off the
All right, William Losh donated a $1.99 super chat. He said, "Just turned in. Figured you guys were almost done. Well, we would be done. However, technical
We're fighters.
difficulties."
We're like John Cena. We never give up.
Yeah,
we
we
never
give up.
back down.
Aaron's
never surrender.
outside of his home base with his normal setup, so
Right.
and
So usually I have less control than I typically would.
yes,
Well, we figured this.
but
video
we're
was gonna go a
grinding
little
through
long
it because
anyway.
that's what we do.
And plus, one of the times was not the hijacker; it was the phone. My phone. Okay, my phone had about 20% when we started. I
Yes.
plugged it into my laptop, and then it shut off.
It just kept going down until it was
It kept
3%.
losing power as we were recording. So
It was
even
draining
even
quicker
if you
than
have
charging.
even if you have it plugged in, you can still use more power than it's.
Because I think through a laptop USB, it's a slower charge than directly plugged into the wall. I believe.
We're in the wall now, so we're good.
We're in
Anyway,
the wall.
moving on.
Not literally in the wall.
What was
Let's
after
make
the
that
last
clear.
man standing?
I might
match?
have to bang my head against the wall if this hijacker keeps going.
Were we moving on from
Was
it?
it the
or-
Rousey? Yeah, I think so. I mean, unless
Yeah,
you
it
had
was-
any last thoughts on the last man standing match.
Last thought, it was a great. The way I put it at the end of the match to these guys was, despite the finish for the last 2 matches in this series, this match made me okay with the storyline. If it ends tonight, if this was the last match and Nakamura's moving on and AJ is moving on, then I am satisfied.
Okay.
I may not be okay necessarily with, but I can put those 2 finishes behind me and say this was good. I really enjoyed this match. I think, well, maybe I'll save this for later. Oh, you guys can save yours for later. I think this was the match of the night.
I'm gonna wait till the end of the video.
I really enjoyed this match. I almost lost my voice during this match, so yeah.
Ronda Rousey.
I thought that this was a really good match. I thought Ronda held her own. This was her first singles match on pay-per-view. I thought that they really worked the match well. Nia Jax was being the monster, and Ronda was trying to find out ways to get her to the ground, and I thought it was all well done. I thought Ronda did deliver in this match.
Yep.
I really don't have anything to complain. I mean, yeah, it wasn't like the greatest match of all time, but I think the fact that she's gotten this good this quick is an encouraging sign. I
Yeah.
think it's definitely good for her moving forward. And they did what I thought they would do, and that's have the interference from the Money in the Bank winner. It wasn't Natalya, but it was Alexa Bliss.
We were there, and Aaron was asking us. You ended up finding out. So, how did the regular match exactly end? Who did Bliss hit? We assume
Yeah.
it was disqualification.
It was a DQ.
She hit Ronda first.
I think she. So that means
And then she
that
hit
means
Nia.
technically
So
my prediction
Nia
was
won
right.
by DQ before the cash-in happened. Okay.
Just a side note. Before
Bryan
this
says
match
Ronda
happened,
won.
Ronda won. Ronda won.
Yeah, she hit Ronda first, so Ronda won by disqualification.
If Ronda was hit, oh, that's right.
Yeah, so Ronda won.
Shit. Wow.
I think
I'm
I
dumb.
said Ronda by DQ. I can't remember. But
So just as a side note, before this match, the same exact thing happened that happened before the SmackDown Women's Championship match, where a whole bunch of people in black came down the rampway and sort of surrounded and mingled around the ring. And I looked at these guys and I said, "Who's going to be under the ring this time?" Because personally, I can't figure it out. I guess I should have known that it was going to be Alexa, but usually the Money in the Bank winner comes down the rampway. That way the crowd can be like, "Oh, she's coming," and get excited for it. I guess in this case they wanted to bring her out from under the ring, so it looked like more of a surprise on television when she hit Ronda with the briefcase.
So William Losh left a $2 super chat donation. Cole called it one of the greatest cash-ins in history.
Bullshit.
First of all, copy and paste.
Well,
What do we do
yeah.
with Raw and SmackDown? We copy and paste. We had the SmackDown Women's Championship earlier. We had James Ellsworth under the ring that affected the finish of the match. The Raw Women's Championship match, we had a Bliss under the ring, and this, and that's what they do. That's what they do. What did I miss?
Patrick says that Stefan is triggered.
Oh. I
About
never
what?
usually consider myself triggered, but
About what?
thank you.
What's he triggered about? Okay.
I don't triggered at someone particular, but I don't think Aaron's going to let me mention
No,
them
we do
live.
that.
No.
We do that often.
But
But
we don't air our dirty laundry here.
so I thought it
true.
was good. I like Rousey is. She's got the look. I mean, I know it's the Piper ripoff, but when she comes out in the mini skirt kilt, the booty shorts, she's got that sex appeal. Like, I think to be a big star, you have to have. I didn't think that when she was in UFC. She looked, she had the UFC body back then.
Nelson with a $2 super chat donation. Should Ronda feud with a mid-card or with Bliss?
It's going to be, I think, Bliss. Anyway, so Bliss cashed in, and I popped. I loved it.
Well, I think you're right. I think as soon as she takes that that Rowdy Piper kilt skirt off, the look goes, and then she goes from smiling to not smiling anymore.
Yeah.
I think she seamlessly goes and look from a marketable looking a women's wrestler to a badass looking women's fighter.
Right.
And it's seamless. For me, this match told a really good story in the ring, which I wasn't expecting them to actually tell a story in the ring. But there were a few spots in there that to me looked like, and I think Virtue might have touched on this earlier, it looked like Ronda Rousey was still learning during the match.
Yeah.
And I feel like they probably had to book that very well for it to look like that and
Right.
to come across, especially with us up in the...
You can't
the
train
seats
in
up.
front of a live crowd, so yeah, I mean, in essence, you can only do so much training, right? But you don't know what you're going to do in front of a live crowd, so you're right on that stuff.
Yeah. William Losh left a $2 super chat donation. So, when does Natalya face Ronda now? They might as well do something
I like
soon.
how Bliss manhandled Ronda after the fact, and the fact that when she cashed in, she actually did a few moves to Nia before she pinned her. I thought that was interesting. I thought Alexa looked very strong tonight, and they definitely see something in her in the office. I mean, they do, because she's been pushed hard for the last 2 years.
Yes, and thank you, William Losh, for all the super chat donations. Thank you to everyone for leaving the super chat donations tonight. Very much appreciated. And thank you to everyone that's still tuning in. We actually are very close to 300, which is quite remarkable considering we've had a lot
And
of
I'm
issues
still
with
wearing a
this video.
gender shirt. I think they want me to keep discounting it. to see what I have.
He's just gonna
underneath.
wear it for the rest of the night.
I mean, they want to see what I have underneath. You know, do I have another shirt?
You gonna go shirtless?
Didn't
I'll
go.
never go shirtless.
How much to go shirtless?
No,
No.
sorry.
How much
No.
can I pay you to go shirtless?
Whatever
Dude,
you pay
it's
him, I'm
getting
gonna
weird.
pay him the same to put his shirt back on.
I know he's
It's getting weird in here.
he's all freaked out now. No, I just want to do it for the ratings.
I'm not.
I don't want to
We're
see you
not there
shirtless.
yet. Let me.
I
let
want
me
to.
do some
I
DDP.
want to boost.
Let me do some DDP yoga for 6 months, and then we'll
I
rediscuss.
want to boost the female viewership.
Like I said,
I don't.
DDP
I
yoga.
will look away. You
All
can.
right.
What you're gonna do?
Oh, by
Well,
the way, for
I
those
said,
of
all
you
right,
that
moving
didn't
on.
come to the
Oh, I
Chicago
thought you were gonna
meetup,
do
you
it.
missed
Damn
the
it.
ab contest between Virtue and
I
Aaron.
agree. Very weird. I'm
was-
trying to move
we,
on.
we both lost.
Ooh, Scott. Hey yo, whoever's doing that. Ooh.
No one won the ab contest. If anyone was gonna win, it was probably gonna be Sun.
Yeah.
He looked like a wrestler. He looked like a cruiserweight.
There was a
In
guy at
fact,
this hotel who was not a wrestler, but he was put together, man.
Wow.
Yes.
I told him, you need to get into the wrestling business.
There
He
were
had
some
the
chicks
Rex-
that were put together with them.
He had the Rex Kwon pants on. He had the mullet. I think he was going for a Rex Kwon look.
He might.
And then we met, or at least I met another person that was in that bodybuilding competition. It was a lady. It was during the meetup. I happened to meet her by myself because I was outside smoking a cigarette. If you're watching this video somehow, some way, congratulations on 7th place. But yeah, that Rex Kwon guy, he was cool.
Yeah, he
cool.
was. All right, so we talked about Ronda Rousey and Alexa Bliss cashing in, which was a cool moment. Crowd was really happy about that.
Yep.
Didn't Jeff Meacham call that only with Natalia? Like he called it. spot
Yeah, I
on.
mean, because really it was the only way to get out of this without ruining Nia Jax completely, although they've practically done that. And you can't have Ronda Rousey losing this soon. I think I did a crazy ass prediction, and of course that did not happen. So yeah, I thought it was very well done. Jesse Pinkman with a $5 super chat donation. Yeah, bitch! Those two
Ooh.
guys in front of every pay-per-view, how? I actually asked Brock Lesnar guy today. I asked him, how does that guy get there front row every time? I asked this to Brock Lesnar guy, and he did not give me an answer. He might be kayfabing, but he would not give me a straight answer. He said he didn't really know.
He said he never had an opportunity to ask him.
Yeah, so believe that if you want.
Yeah.
He might be working us. He might be kayfabing it, but yeah, I don't know how that guy got there. So let's talk about the main event.
We're gonna talk about the main event. Go.
The main event, men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Very cool entrances. We had Samoa Joe. Everyone was into Joe. We had The Miz. Everyone was into The Miz.
Miz
It was
was
hot
so
entrances for
over.
sure.
Yeah, that was a hot. We had the entrance of Finn Balor. Of course, everybody doing the whole
Yep.
woo.
Yep, Bob Roode. That
Yeah,
was a
Bob
great
Roode.
entrance.
Crowd popped for the entrance, but they booed him during the match. Every time he tried to climb the ladder, people. I don't know why, because I felt like Roode could have benefited from winning. Ryan Frank says, was the crowd into Roode? I didn't sound like it. It didn't sound like it on TV.
At this point, they like his entrance.
They
but
liked
don't
his
like
entrance,
him.
but they don't like him. Yeah. When he tried to climb the ladder, the people booed. Demon Balor is dead, but he did get a good reaction. The
Yes,
crowd
he did.
loves his entrance.
And throughout the match, he got a great reaction.
Yeah. So Braun Strowman came out. Everybody was basically staring him down. Everyone was on one side. Strowman was on the other side. And then we had New Day.
We're good. Keep going.
New Day came out and wait a minute. Virtue stripping. Holy crap, camera. This is getting good now. This is getting hot. Where's all the ladies?
It didn't even cost $50.
All the single ladies?
Well, at the end of our video, I'm gonna tell you why. All right, there we go. Now I got a no DQ, a Virtue's Rage shirt on.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. New Day.
You know, I could run to my room real quick and get my Virtue's Rage.
You know, we should play strip poker only in this version of the game.
I want to ask.
Each time this guy
Demon
tries to
Balor always-
hijack our video and we have to restart, one of us has to take off a piece of clothes.
I'm gonna have a
He
new
will have
shirt.
us all naked
I want.
He's gonna have us naked. We're gonna get naked here. All right.
I
guys?
want a new shirt at some point where I actually have.
Screw it. We're gonna take a negative. We're gonna turn it into a positive
Hold
for
on.
viewership. No,
At
you
some
shut up.
point, I want another shirt on your Pro Wrestling Tees and it's going to be the no DQ logo right side up this time. But you know what? I might move on from Virtue's Rage. I might start my new video and column. I think change Virtue's Rage in the future to Virtue Mania.
I like it.
I think I'm going to rebrand Virtue's Rage to Virtue Mania. What does everybody think? Now let's talk about the men's ladder match.
Didn't they shoot down Jeff Meacham on that because Meacham Mania was too close to WrestleMania?
Yeah. Nelson with a $2 super chat donation. Demon Balor only shows up on SummerSlam. We'll see about that.
I have to. So cool. Virtue's Rage is better. Yeah, it is really. I agree. Virtue's Rage is still cool.
Virtue's Rage is better. We are the Divorce Club. So.
That was kind of a rib that I just did, by the way. Inside joke.
So we only have one match to get through.
Yeah. So it was Kofi. What do you guys think about Kofi being the guy? I get it.
Yeah, we talked about that.
He's the guy that can do the cool spots.
He's the spot guy.
Yeah. He is the spot guy. Big E, I think.
Surprised the other New Day members weren't around still.
Oh no. Here goes. Here goes his shirt.
You
know who you are.
This
Quit
is
calling.
happening.
I don't want a naked Aaron sitting by me.
All right.
All rubbing up all over me with his sweat from
He's showing his guns now.
From the hot Rosemont. Oh my God, it was so warm in there by the end of the show.
It was like an oven in there.
It was nice and cool when we got there. There might have been 20% of the crowd seated when we actually got there. But by the end of the show,
yeah,
it was
bitch.
so warm.
Heisenberg, bitch. So who's stripping next when he hijacks again? Who's next?
Oh gosh.
Who would they
Pants. You got pants on.
Dude,
I have shoes on. Those are
all right. The shoes are off next.
The shoes are off next.
So they buried Braun in the ladders, which was cool, right? They buried Braun in the ladders.
Well, they did what...
All right. So there. Wait. Show the shoe.
There's one.
That's
shoe.
one shoe. Next time the guy hijacks the video. No, you don't. You can do one at a time.
If we're not
Put it back on.
chicks
Put it back
in
on.
this
Okay. All right.
One shoe at a time.
One shoe at a time. All right.
Yes, this is a storyline to purposely piss off whatever new viewers we might have out there.
There's the other shoe.
No,
So,
show it again. I think they missed it.
Bro.
there's the other shoe.
All right,
Hey,
next goes off the hat.
You've been replaced a long time ago. Give it up.
The hat goes off next.
So they told the story they needed to tell on this match for watching it beginning to end. From the very beginning, 7-on-1, everybody against Braun Strowman, and then Virtue actually he was the foreshadower for the ladder spot, or was it you, Aaron? Somebody called it that they were going to take him up the ramp and drop every ladder
that was
on
you.
him.
That was
I said.
All right, Virtue just lost the hat. What is next, ladies and gentlemen?
Not
What
the
is
bandana.
next? Everything must go.
Bandana's
Can
last.
we get through this video without stripping completely naked?
Well, dude, I'm not playing that game.
I know this is
We're
annoying,
trolling.
Jason. I wish I could fix this. I wish I could pray to the gods above and fix the video. And we're back. So there
it
goes
was
one sock.
it was basically 7-on-1, and it had to be 7-on-1 because you got the monster among men. And I don't think anybody really expected Braun to win just because we all knew that he really doesn't need to win. But, and as I said, the silver lining here, the good news is this probably means he's going to announce he's going to cash it in at SummerSlam on Roman, or not Roman Reigns, on Brock Lesnar, and we will
Continue.
and we will not have to witness or bear witness to
The Elimination Chamber.
We're not going to have to see Roman versus Brock Lesnar for, what, the third or fourth time? So, hopefully that's the good news for me.
Well, you fast forward through Kevin Owens spot. Kevin Owens spot.
Well, I went from beginning to end, but that
Kevin
was my
Owens
review
spot,
after.
and then there was one actually.
Oh.
Then there go the sunglasses. I'm running out of clothes here, guys.
So,
Somebody is really gonna get the real Virtue's Rage. And if you're watching this, you are messing with the wrong person. All right. Anyway, what were we talking about?
you are cherry red right now, sir.
The Kevin Owens spot.
How could I glance over that, though?
Settle
Seriously,
down,
that was
Beavis.
awesome.
It was. I thought there was something better that I liked. But what do you think about the Owens ladder?
The Owens spot, well, I thought it was about to be an amazing spot through the table, although it was going to be a much harder. I'm going to end this now. And take off my... No, I'm not going to take off my shirt.
Sock. We need a sock.
I'll go for a sock, even though I don't like taking my socks off. But
All right, that's one sock gone.
budget.
Show it to the cut camera.
There's your sock.
Okay, so Seth Rollins was not in this match. That's how the stench just completely threw me off here.
I'm sorry.
I said Seth Rollins, who wasn't even in this freaking
You know
match.
what?
All right, guys, I'm taking off my glasses now, so I can no longer see, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot read the chat room.
And he can't read who's calling. So stop
So
calling.
Owens fell into
Thanks.
the gimmick. You know, he got the ladder.
Which was a cool bump.
Braun
I'll
chased
say that
the
before we get
Braun
off
went
here.
pretty high on that ladder. That was a cool sight.
Yeah.
Then Owens fell down to the gimmick, but you know what I love the best? What I love the best though is when Braun ran down the ramp through the ladder, busted the ladder, went through it, and then the Miz had that shocked look on his face. That was awesome. That's the Miz's little face, you know, the facial features. He ran like a scaredy cat.
He's so good.
It
Right.
added great elements.
Yeah,
to
I
it.
love it when they were all out there on.
I mean,
I love the
we gotta
fact.
stop
I love
at
the
some
fact.
point.
Keep going, socks. I love the fact that Miz was running up there when the guys were on the ramp. That was great. I think that there were some cool spots in this match, and I like Kofi being up on the back. Kofi being up on Strowman's back.
No caller ID.
All right, let's get through this here. I'm tired.
Does it say we're live?
Nope. Well, we are live.
Oh, we are
It says
live.
up
Okay.
there.
There's another sock. So Kofi was on the back of Braun Strowman, which was cool. But then in the end, it was Braun Strowman that actually won Money in the Bank. So
Monster.
the guy I felt did not need it
Got
won Money in the Bank.
Yep.
So thoughts on this? I think as long as it means he's going to announce the cash-in on Brock Lesnar and beat Brock Lesnar, I'm okay with it.
Are we assuming SummerSlam? What do we think?
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam, he has to because Brock Lesnar never shows up, right? He's
He
got it.
certainly doesn't show up to a B pay-per-view.
Braun
unless it's Great
Strowman.
Balls
Braun
of Fire
Strowman is not
for
the
some
guy
reason.
that's going to sneak up on anybody.
No.
First of all,
Yeah.
that's number one, and number two, Brock Lesnar never
But
shows
he
up.
is- He is awful fast. He scaled that ladder like a chipmunk, and he ran to the ring like a chipmunk. He was friggin' fast. So I mean, you're not going to sneak up necessarily, but he might whiz in there before anybody notices.
Yep.
But
Now-
you can't do it on a champ that's not there. So
You know, this was the match of the night for me. I thought it was the best because it had a lot of players, it had a lot of different styles. We had our crazy spots, and Braun won. I mean, you can't be, even if we didn't pick it and he didn't need it. How can we be mad about Braun winning?
I'm not mad.
We've talked good about Braun.
So we're gonna try and finish this video
Wow, what happened?
without a naked Aaron
Delete.
Rice. We can't have Aaron
Delete.
Rice
I
here
have no
because
pants on.
Delete.
I have no pants.
so.
Yes, he does have underwear on.
My thoughts on this is, as I said on one of my videos before, yes, Braun Strowman has lost in a championship match twice, but that
No
we're
bad.
live now. So that's
I have no underwear.
that was a heel Braun Strowman. We
I am
now have
pantsless.
Dude, I honestly feel like I'm at the YMCA. Oh, and I hate the Y. That's why I canceled my
Stefan, your
membership.
pants are going off next.
just don't throw your leg up and make me stare.
Your pants are off
Braun's
next.
the Money in the Bank champ. You know,
No,
not
Stefan, you
champion.
have to take off your pants.
Next time it hasn't
Braun
happened
is the
again.
Money in the Bank holder,
So-
and that's where we're at. People have to be happy about it.
He's a babyface now. It's basically a different character. So let's see what
And
babyface
they're
Braun Strowman
not.
can
Think
do
about
against.
this, people. They're not going to have Braun be the Money in the Bank holder and have him not successfully win the title from it.
Hell
so this
yes.
pretty much guarantees Braun winning the major title.
Oh,
in my
I agree.
opinion.
Where are you going? You don't have to strip yet.
No, I'm gonna let you back in here so
Oh.
everybody can see what we're
Naked
talking
Aaron
about.
Rift twerk, $100 super chat donation.
Hello, ladies. Lady or two ladies.
Like, you know, and this is.
Should I lift this up?
No, nobody wants to see your balls.
Great
Except
balls
maybe
of fire,
Nakamura.
right?
I'll tell you what. You're not going to see Dave Meltzer do this.
No.
You're not going to see Wade
Because
Keller.
he has something called integrity.
You're not going to see what culture you're not going to see any of them do the show like this.
You might see Wrestle Talk get.
I cannot read the comments.
Oh.
I'm blind as a bat right now. Wrestle Talk might do it.
They're pretty good with their own little storylines.
By the way, your
It's
pants have to go
entertaining.
off next.
No, I changed my mind. I will take the bandana off if I have to.
He's that desperate.
Before I can make
He's
it on
that
camera,
desperate.
I'll take the bandana off. I think it's Virtue's turn. No, it is.
We have to do the letter grades. You guys realize we still have to do letter grades.
Oh,
there
wow.
might be time to get you guys naked too here. I'm pantsless.
Are
I'm
we
not
done with
taking
this
off
match?
anything else.
I
I'm
really
done.
like this match. Again, I thought the WWE Championship match was the best match of the night, but this is easily.
What? Ladies and gentlemen, Stefan taking off his pants off camera.
Okay. What do you
Nelson,
got?
I can't read it.
Nelson Moreno, sorry. $1.99 super chat. Thanks, guys, for your dedication to this.
We are dedicated. I'm
do.
here in my.
All right, ready,
towel.
everybody?
I got my towel.
I gave
on.
NXT Takeover Chicago 2 an A-, and you know what? I give Money in the Bank an A-.
Oh my God!
I give Money in the Bank the same grade I gave NXT A-. That's right.
Virtue gives it an A-.
What do you give it? What? Your pants are off now. What do you give it?
Now he's.
Where are you going?
Now.
He just stormed out. I think Virtue quit. All right, he gave it an A-. Is that what I heard?
That's what I heard.
I heard an A-. Maybe I was wrong.
Do you agree with an A?
I'm gonna scoot.
All right, here. Wait, are we live? All
Yeah,
right,
all right.
here you go.
Holy crap! He took off the
He
bandana.
wants to see the giant forehead. Oh yeah. Okay, there it goes. And after that, you're just gonna have to see our nipples.
I'm just gonna scoot over here a little bit more.
So,
You don't mind? With all due respect.
you want my grade first?
Yeah, I
before
want
you-
your grade
oh.
before I have to strip everything off.
I mean, I think an A- is a doable grade. But I think, like I said, it only seems like such a good show because the bar was set so low. I think if I looked at this show with a higher expectation or normal expectation for a Money in the Bank pay-per-view, I wouldn't give it an A. I'll go close. I will give this show a B+. I will give it a B+.
And I am going to agree with you because I feel like I don't want to overrate the show because we were there live, so
Right.
there's a different perspective. Live, it was a lot of fun. I don't know if it was that good watching on television, but I do think there was no match of the year candidate in my opinion. But I felt like overall, from start to finish, I was very entertained.
Good show.
I thought like the show had a good flow to it. I thought the matches were entertaining. I was never bored.
It was crescendoing all the way to the end of the show.
The matches lived up to the expectations, so I'm going to give it a solid B.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so you are down to just me, and I'm sure this is where all of the live viewers go away. So Virtue gave it an A-. I gave it a B+. Aaron agrees it's a B+. That was Money in the Bank. I do want to make a correction for Aaron, which I was going to try and get him to do before Jackass decided to call again. He has... So I'm still here, but I'm not getting on camera. And Aaron gives NXT an A-. He decided to agree with Virtue and I in retrospect. That's all I wanted to drop in there. So this weekend
Hey,
I have
everybody.
nothing left to take off.
I
So
have nothing left.
this weekend overall, for the weekend, I
see
would
my
give
head.
it a solid A. But for me, the weekend was much more than just NXT and Money in the Bank. This weekend was also spending time with my friends Aaron and Virtue, David.
Thank you for watching the worst episode of No DQ Live ever. Tune in tomorrow for more fun and hilarity. We'll see you next time.